Yeah, Nepomniachtchi and Ding Liren met for the first time after the World Championship, where Ding Liren had stolen the World Championship right from under Nepo's nose. And the game, this was in Tata Steel Masters 2024, round 10. The game started with the Rule Opus by Nepo, which was also played in the World Championship a lot of times. We have Bishop A4, Knight F6, castles, Bishop E7, and D3. B5, Bishop back, and D6, C3. So Nepo goes for the classical way of playing, preparing D4. Normally, you would play Rook D2, Knight D2, Knight F1, and Knight G3 after H3, and everything would be perfect for White to push forward. Nowadays, most people play A4 as well because that gives a little bit of a hook for White. It challenges the queen side pawn structure of Black. Castles by Ding Liren. Nepo plays A4. And after bishop d7, Nepo plays bishop a2. A bit surprising. Yeah, normally you would expect something like bishop c2. So bishop a2 keeps a bishop on this diagonal. And the point is, even if pawn takes, queen takes, this discord attack is nothing to worry about. Because the best knight can do is move here. Then the queen just comes back. And everything is perfect for white again. So bishop a2 keeping the bishop on the diagonal. h6, h3, rook e8, bishop e3. Rook b8, and now knight d2. So both sides are rushing to complete the development. Bishop f8, g4. This is where Nepo lashes out. So here Nepo shows that he's out for blood. The memory of the World Championship would still be fresh because it was such a huge event and it was heartbreak for Nepo. He's not going to forget that anytime soon. He goes for g4, preparing a lightning attack on the king. g5, this in the air. And if the king moves and rook comes to g1, then you have everything for the attack. But yeah, it is risky. Normally, black would just go for counter attack in the center. But here the bishop is on the good diagonal, so d5 is not easy. So here Ding plays bishop e6, challenging the bishop. And now takes, and here comes g5. Takes, knight takes, rook is kicked back, and now king h2, preparing rook g1. Here d5 was chosen by Nepo, sorry, by Ding. So Ding had the option of rook a8. That would have kept it okay. So not right now. Queen d7, and then let's say rook g1, and then rook a8. So that White's queen and rook are a little bit tied up to the opened a file. So they won't be able to join in the attack here so easily. So that was the best plan for Ding. Ding chooses the counter attack in the center, which is sensible. Nepo continues with this plan, rook g1, d4, takes, bishop f4. And now Ding plays bishop d6. So here Ding has got his pieces out. Things are looking okay. Yeah. Bishop g3, takes, and queen d6. Almost threatening knight h5. The queen is covering it for now. So something like rook a8 is in the cards. Here the king went out of the pin to g1. H1 seems a bit more natural. Yeah. So Nepo probably thinks that the other rook anyway cannot come to g1 because that will abandon the a5. So he keeps the a1 rook on the same square and plays king g1, rook a8, takes, and queen b3, threatening queen f7, queen d7 defending it. So right now the position is balanced, but white has got good chances of attack. Right now, white's pieces are all looking good, all targeting the king side. Black's pieces are a little bit here and there, but there are very less pieces, so that makes it even, balanced. Rook b8. This was a slight mistake that tilted the direction of the game. The best option here would have been bringing the rook down to a1, and after king h2, now the queen can jump. After knight h5, rook is attacked, rook has to move, and now the knight can come to a5, attacking the queen. And when queen moves to a normal square, like where would the queen go? Let's say c2, queen c6. This way, if the queen refuses the exchange would be making the position completely drawish. If the queen refuses the exchange, the knight and then the queen will jump in. Not directly queen c1 because rook g1 is there, but after something like knight b3, rook c1, rook c2 is a real problem. So this is uncomfortable. This was the best option for Ding. But instead, Ding went for the little bit passive rook b8. By the way, after rook a1, king moves, knight a5, the b5 pawn is defended. That's the whole point of this. So instead of that, Ding chose the passive rook b8, defending b5, but the rook is very passive now. Queen c2, rook b6. So the queen was tied down to the defense of the knight. So now rook is defending the knight. Pawn e5, knight h5, rook g4, rook went back. And this was the critical mistake. So here the correct option would have been to play queen d5, threatening knight e5, two attackers on the pawn. So if you play something like knight e4, then this happens. But if white plays something like rook h4, then or any move like queen c1, bringing the queen in, then we can't take on e5 yet because after takes there is this killer move rook e4, and now there's mate over there. So that would be winning. But the queen will be well placed on d5. That is the point of the move queen d5. It keeps the queen on this nice diagonal centralized. And if given the chance, if white makes a careless move, then knight takes pawn comes into the picture. So this was the best option for Ding. And this is where Ding went completely wrong with his move rook b8. He made sort of a waiting move. He wanted to play queen d5 and then take without worrying about the back rank. But now Nepo takes over. Queen c5, activating the queen. There are a lot of good options for white. There was even e6 and then knight e4. Rook d8 and now knight e4. Here also e6 and then knight e4 is even stronger. But yeah, knight e4 is perfectly natural. Queen e6. There were knight f6 issues like rook g5 was sort of in the air and e6 also in the air. So queen e6 stopping the pawn push. Now comes rook h4, kicking the knight. Rook d5, attacking the queen, but the queen goes to a3, where it is coming down to a8. And that would prove deadly. Now the knight is attacked, so g6 is the only move. And here Nepo played knight g5, and Ding resigned. So what is the reason? The queen is attacked, and if you take this pawn, then queen a8 comes. And if you just move the king, then queen takes knight. Free piece, right? So, but if you play knight d8, blocking the check, then comes this beautiful combination that Nepo had prepared. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes. And the point being, queen takes allows knight f6. It'll be a piece up. So after knight g5, the queen is almost out of squares. Queen can go to c8, but the position would be completely bad after this. You can do the same thing, takes, and knight f6 directly, winning an exchange. So there was no hope for Ding, and this was sweet revenge for Nepo for the World Championship finale.